Hi, hi everyone, and welcome back to the channel. I must say also Happy New Year because this is the first video that I'm shooting in the new year. And today I'm here with my friend Mutisya, and he's a seasoned networker, if I may say so. So he's ready to share with us his wealth of information, his experience. So welcome, Mutisya.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Yeah.
So I'll go through a couple of questions asking him to share with us what he has learned over the years. So my first question, Mutisya, would be, how did you get introduced into the network marketing industry?
Let me say I got into network marketing by sheer accident. I was with a friend of mine in Biashara Street, downtown Nairobi. We were looking for a photocopier. Then one of those shops we walked into, I found, while I was at the counter, I found a small flyer that was written, "Make money for life, ask me how." And that's how I got hooked in, because I insisted the owner of this shop must come and explain to me what is this source of income that pays you for life. And that's how I got started.
So who introduced you? The owner, the one where you found the flyer?
Yeah, the owner of the shop was actually in another network marketing company. And the moment I was able to put together a bit of information on how it works, I just headed to the company and I went and created my own account under the person, of course, who had introduced me.
Yeah.
And I got started, and that was like 12 years ago. Yeah, and I've been in network marketing since. That's how I got in, actually. But ideally, I'm an interior designer, basically. That's my background, and that's what I had done for like 20 years. Yeah, but ideally, I got in by accident, like I said.
It's interesting to hear. Well, I've never heard that part of how you got introduced into network marketing, but it is interesting how sometimes we complicate how you're invited. Yet for you, you just saw a flyer and you got interested in what the flyer was talking about. Because sometimes people ask this question of, I don't know anyone, or what will I say? What would be your response to that?
Okay, most of my life I've been self-employed, so I'm self-driven. I don't fit into what you call, the hard mentality. I'm a little more objective. I weigh situations and I weigh values. So out of objectivity, I looked at that catchphrase. Again, I've spent a lot of time in advertising. So the moment I see a punchline, I am keen, to know exactly what is behind that punchline. Because a lot of people just do punchlines to sell or to attract. I'm talking about a punchline where you can see the substance that is sustainable. And when I looked at, the content of that flyer, in my own opinion and in my own decision, I was able to put, the numbers together, and I was able to actually determine that it is sustainable. So I didn't need convincing. I didn't need someone to sweet talk me and, try to explain that this will happen this way. No.
Yeah.
I went in there to determine what will happen myself.
Yeah.
Because I know I can drive it once I believe in it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So you're actually, as you say, not actually, you are self-driven.
Yes.
You do your own research.
Yes.
You don't need somebody to cajole or pull strings, convince you. Actually, that's a word that you have used.
Where numbers are involved, you don't need to do any guesswork. Because 1 + 1 will always be 2.
Yes.
So if you can attract the numbers, definitely you'll drive the figures. And I believe we are reasonable. We are a reasonable society. And when people show you value, because most of us actually, in as much as we want to hide behind things being either cheap or expensive, most of the time what we buy is not the price. We buy value. Value is really what drives. So numbers help you to determine value. And when you can see the numbers add up, then it automatically implies that there is value. So personally, I go for value. So when I analyzed that situation where I was not pushed by anybody, in fact, the owner of the shop didn't know I was going to register the following day. I actually went and registered. By 8 o'clock in the morning, I had finished my registration. And like they say, the rest, the rest is where it belongs.
Yeah. Oh wow! I
Yes.
wish we would find more people who are. You get the information, you run off, you just go and do it, instead of those people who you have to call a number of times before they decide to come and join you. So now that you've done network marketing for 12 years, I presume you've not been in one company.
True, I have not just been in one company. I've been in several companies. In between, I also took a break. I did one or two other things. And the thing is, network marketing is not like it's not like a straight metal jacket. Network marketing has flexibility. So you decide what slice of the action you want, and you cut it depending on what you think you can manage. Yeah, so I get into network marketing, yes, and I get into it as a calculated decision. I don't just like even at the beginning when I say I came across a flyer, I was trying to take a break. I needed a break at that point in time. I needed to take a break in the usual interior design and interior construction. I needed to take a break because I had gone for quite a good number of years without taking a break. So when I saw an opportunity, and we always say change is as good as a rest, I decided this is the moment. And it so happened when I got into that network marketing, the product was fairly simple, and I got to understand it very, very quickly. Again, also the numbers were simple, and I participated in getting to structure now for the numbers to make much, much more sense. So I got into an environment where I also had a chance to share my opinions and to make the whole thing bring better results. So the fact that I was involved at also some of those decision-making levels is something that also encouraged me a lot. Yeah, and of course then after that network marketing company, I realized I had actually met a lot of people in the process, and I'd met a lot of people at personal level. Like I said, network marketing is not like the corporate world where things run in a certain way. In network marketing, you can be a little more creative, and you can make things work, and you also have space even to experiment. Because in other places, there's a set dictum on how things must be done. So I'm more of a creative person, and I like to create. I like to exercise. I like to explore what is beyond people's thoughts, and it's something that has really worked for me over the years. Yes.
So there's, especially in Kenya, there's this perception that network marketing is, the kind of caliber of people that do network marketing is either maybe you don't have anything to do, or you don't have a job, or it is a scam. When you meet people and they start raising such questions, how do you respond to that?
Okay, let me not start.
And why do you think people actually have those perceptions? Because maybe there's something that we do that makes people feel that way, that we can correct.
Let me start from not just necessarily this country.
Yes.
Network marketing is actually the most advanced way of marketing products, because most of it we look at referrals. Every time a lady goes to a salon and refers her friend takes business to that salon, and the person who did the referral, who actually did the actual marketing and the sale, does not receive anything. Out in the West, people appreciate your effort in whatever way you participate in causing a sale to take place. Ideally, everybody should be compensated at every level. Now, generally speaking, there are only two kinds of transactions in the world. You are either paying or you are getting paid. Now, it's always more comfortable when you are the one getting paid. So how do you make sure that most of the time you are the one getting paid? To do that, you need to bring a lot of people together. And those people are positioned in such a way that every time they do a transaction, there's a small commission or a big commission for that matter that comes to you. You can only do that by building a big business empire, or in short, going into network marketing. Because it's only in network marketing where you can mobilize a lot of people who do not have necessarily, they don't have to have a direct contact with you. Network marketing again has also advanced over the years. You know, it's gone online, and you know, people are able to distribute products and goods, you know, and services, you know, online. So to answer your question directly, you ask why do people have such a bad opinion about some of these things? And I'll say, especially where we are right now, people are lazy. People don't want to look for information. If you give somebody a link to go to a website, I can guarantee you they don't read anything else other than specifically the item they're looking for. And therein, they actually miss out on everything. Like for example, if you bring me a company and you tell me this company is now recruiting members, the first thing I go online and look for domain registration. Of course, I'm very sure that a lot of people don't even know what to look for. A lot of people don't even know where to look for it, even if you tell them what it is. But there's something we normally look for. We look for domain registration. If the domain registration has been registered for like 1 year, then you know there's trouble here. Who would start a company and register a domain for 1 year? What will they be doing after that 1 year is over? So if you notice the domain has been registered for more than 5 years, then you know this is not just a joke around here. If you know it has been registered for like the last 10 years or even 20 years, then you know this is a serious company. So a lot of people come to me and they ask me, how do I just seem to get into the right, you know, companies? And my answer is simple. Take your time, interrogate the product, and then go behind the scenes and look at who is the promoter of the product. Do they have a good history? Can you find them on, you know, the right places? Do they have dirty history, you know, behind them? And when you're done with all that, then now you go to the domain registration. There are some popular registration destinations and places where the moment you see a registration has been done from there, then you just know.
Be careful.
You have to break it down into the small details.
Yeah.
And of course, besides the usual characters whom we know, the ones who start stuff and you know it's not going anywhere, then you have to verify. You have to verify from online. You have to see that this particular company is not hiding a lot of detail. You know, like the moment you see a certain detail has been redacted for, you know, for funny reasons, like for example, you want to know their office location and you see that one has been redacted. You want to see, you know, simple things like even contact phones, they've been redacted.
Mm-hmm.
What business would you have with a company that doesn't want to be reached?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember most of the people who come to me with products, I have this general line where I tell them, give me about 6 months. I'll look at it after 6 months. If it's a good business, it will still be there after 6 months. If it's something that is going away in a hurry, definitely to save us the agony, you know, of having to put in our money and tomorrow we can't trace them. Mm-hmm. So history for me matters. The way the registration has been done matters. And just being able to look at whom you want to associate with, you know, helps you a great deal. I believe
You've answered my question.
Yeah. Yes.
So it's important for us, before we jump into companies, to just be sure that these are sound companies.
Those background checks.
Those
yes.
background checks are important.
Checks matter most.
Yeah, because sometimes we hear one of the objection is, those things don't work. That company closed down. So probably it's a matter of maybe we didn't do our due diligence.
Yes, the people who actually end up losing, you know, their resources.
Yeah.
They're actually people who are lazy in terms of, or maybe, I don't want to use the word ignorance, but I'm saying these are people who, number one, they may not know what to look for. Then two, they may not know where to look for it. And then number three, they are either greedy in terms of they believe things can work overnight. There are no free lunches anywhere in this world. You can take to the bank. There are no free lunches anywhere. You want your money, please be prepared to work for it.
I
Yes.
like that. I like that because the perception people have
Yeah.
is you join a network marketing company and tomorrow you're rich.
Yeah.
You know, so people don't want to put in the work. It amazes me that somebody can work for 40 years.
Yeah.
Getting a certain amount of salary, but when they come into a network marketing, I don't know why they have this thing of I suddenly just become rich. You know, it's as if I just sit there and money will be flowing. If I were to ask you what is the work, then what is this we term as work in network marketing? What is the work that we actually do? Maybe that would help.
Yeah, let me now start from the background.
Yeah.
There's a way one agrees to just sit and work for other people. That way you have to work for 40 years. Then there are those people who can do business, and business is not for everybody.
True.
There are some people who do not have what it takes to, to do business. And one can agree to work for 40 years, or one can agree to be opening a new outlet after every so often if they're like in a franchise, or somebody can decide that what they want is a big network. When you say you want to build a network, what happens is that you have actually spread your risk. Because if tomorrow you are not able to wake up and run around, then you have tens of thousands of people sending to you a small coin every so often, and you really sorted out. We are talking about being able to build assets rather than having to do it yourself. Having to do the donkey work yourself usually is not a good thing. And of course, you will not always be young. You will not always have all the energy and what have you. Time runs, time goes. So the thing about getting to share other people's time, to share other people's money, to share other people's resources, to share out other people's resources and say skills. Really, that is what makes the difference in network marketing. You are like you're like building assets, basically. It's just that this time the approach is different. The approach is not what we were taught in school, because school also doesn't teach you about money.
Yeah. Robert Kiyosaki actually says,
yes,
we've never been taught about money in school.
I don't know whether I've answered that question. I think there's something you said.
Yeah, you actually have. Maybe the other thing would be because I know you're a seasoned networker.
Okay.
Very seasoned.
Yes.
For people maybe who are considering joining a network marketing company, what tips would you give them? Maybe 2 tips or advice. Should I say tips or advice? What would you tell them? Okay,
let's start from the general perception of what network marketing is. That perception is normally projected by people who are not necessarily trained in marketing. Like, I didn't have a marketing background, and also most of the people I have around me usually don't have a marketing background. So there's a way the message might be delivered to you that will promise you things that actually don't even exist. Some people just want to tell you something to capture your attention.
Yep.
And some people also realize Kenyans are gullible. They think if they throw around big figures around, you start imagining what you can do with that money. And the next thing you do before you realize is you are all in.
Yep.
So, like I said from the beginning, doing research, just getting to understand exactly, drawing the facts out of the rest of the stories and the marketing jargon. That is what really tells you that whether a product is good or not. And if you are not sure, take your time. The thing I said was, I usually give a product like 6 months. And when I say this, sometimes I'm brutal about, telling somebody to wait for 6 months.
Yeah, it's a long
time.
I
listen to the whole presentation, I finish up to the end, I ask all the questions. And when all is done, I'll be like, okay, I'm sure 6 months you'll still be around, because Some people will tell you this is long term. Like people when they tell you about passive income, you know, they tell you this is long term. And when I say people should get down to do that research, is because the small little things that people overlook are actually the ones that make all the difference. So the thing I would mention is when people sell to you, you know, this grand, or is it grandiose, you know, when they sell to you this big idea,
Yes.
you must not be moved by those words, because the figures will always remain the same. At the end of the day, the figures either add up or they don't add up.
Yeah.
And really that is what you need to be keen about.
Yeah.
I have seen situations where people organize big meetings so that that multitude, you know, sort of like influences the decision of those who attend. And personally, I'm not moved by crowds. Again, I know there was a saying we used to say, it doesn't matter how old your grandfather was, you still have to do your own growing up. So you still have to slow down. The excitement has to step aside and leave you to get to analyze the figures to know exactly what works and what doesn't. And I'll tell you, that idea of just having to wait for those 6 months before I can engage has helped me. You know, it's really kept me away from a lot of pain and agony. I know a lot of my friends who just jump in, and of course, this jumping in usually is because it's caused by greed. A lot of people in this world, there is not enough supply for the greed of only one person. But if you're driven by, you know, good causes, and you have the patience and the time to wait for it, you know, to manifest properly, you are not likely to go wrong. So in a nutshell, I'm saying, do your due diligence. To don't just run with the mob, you know. Be analytical and be very, very intentional about it. Ask yourself what you're getting yourself into, because at the end of the day, those answers you just give to yourself. It's not to anybody else. Yeah. So really
I remember the second part
Yes.
when you asked me whether you answered the question.
Yes.
We say that in network marketing, for you to succeed, you must work.
Yeah.
So I had asked you, what actually is work? What do we actually do in network marketing? For you to succeed in network marketing, what maybe 2 or 3 things must you do to succeed?
Okay. Like I said somewhere along the way, that there are no free lunches anywhere.
Yeah.
Whatever you possess, then you need to earn. I don't remember that it was Gandhi who said the problem with modern society is that they want to spend money before they earn it. You know, it's more or less the same thing. There are no free lunches anywhere. Don't expect anything will come for free. So we are looking at, if you want to push things big time in network marketing, of course, one, you need a good product.
A good product, one.
Yeah. 2, you need a very, very good system. Then 3, you need to look at the timing, the point of entry. Are you getting into a time when the whole place, you know, is saturated with the same product? Clearly you can't do that, you know. You know, like Robert Kiyosaki used to say, if you're in real estate, you need to look at where the jobs are moving to. Then you go in there and start putting up buildings, so that you can provide these people who, you know, are building that economy with places to live in. And that's how you make your money in real estate. Otherwise, you look for areas that are very, very well developed, and you go and provide something that is, you know, much, much better than what is in the market. Yeah. So, besides looking at the product and timing and you know, and the system, there are also a few other things that you look at in terms of, are you prepared to do what it takes? You know, because you have to give it your all. A lot of people think this world is driven by love, and I can tell you it doesn't. The world moves on passion. The world is moved by passion. Love just makes it a safe place for us. So if you're not passionate about something, it doesn't matter how good it is. Don't even go there. You get?
Yeah.
So from where I sit, I would comfortably say you need a lot of passion for whatever you do. And if you're passionate enough, you know, you don't get tired. Even when things, you know, don't seem to work, your drive is much, much bigger because it's driven by passion. Much, much bigger than the few setbacks that you might meet along the way. So if all those things are in place and they are correct, and you know you have the passion that you know you need to drive you, clearly you get the numbers. Money again is based on numbers. If you are getting small commissions from 100,000 people, it makes more sense than when you're getting big commissions. And by big I mean probably, you know, a couple of people just sending money to your account. If you're looking at a few people just sending, okay, let me break it down to the individual. If you earn 100% from yourself, it's quite disadvantaged. You'll be quite disadvantaged if you fall sick. If you get 1% from 1,000 people, then you're better off, because even if 10 of them fell sick, you still have the rest working, and you know they're generating income for you. So the bottom line is numbers. When you get into network marketing, it doesn't matter what the product is, you must have numbers. For you to get numbers, you must make sure every day you're getting people joining your system. And the most classical example was given by this guy who did something, and a king wanted to reward him. And this guy was asked by the king what it is he wants. He took the chessboard. It has 64, you know, squares. And this guy said, the first box, I want you to place 1 grain of rice. The second one you place 2. The third one you place 4. And the next one you place 8. And you go doubling them until you get to the 64. And the king looked at him and asked him, is that all you want? And the guy said yes. And he insisted, just count the grains and be increasing them by a factor of 2. You know. And the king now called his guys to go and deliver this rice. And it was interesting to see how many bags of rice were generated from the 64th square. It is actually 64. It is actually 2 to the power of 64. And those are very, 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 very many grains of rice. Actually, you know, you're talking about having to have a lot of space for storage. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
So we must have the numbers.
Yeah.
You must have the passion.
Yes.
You must look at the product, look at the system for you to be able to succeed.
Yes.
But just before we end, I think there's also, we need to clarify, not everybody who joins network marketing joins to build the business, isn't it?
True.
There's some people who join for different, maybe they just want to use the product.
Yeah.
Yeah, so how would you respond to that? Am I right on that one?
Yeah.
So it's not everybody who is building actually the team.
True. Generally speaking, in network marketing, we say not everybody can make it, but anybody can make it.
Not everybody can
Not
make
everybody,
it.
yeah. Not everybody will make it, rather.
Yeah.
That's obvious.
But
yeah.
anybody can
But
make it.
anybody, and that one you can take literally. Is literally anybody can make it, and this is what happens. We have the same environment, we have the same conditions, we have the same terms and everything, but we are gifted differently. There are a lot of people who are very good at mobilizing. There are other people who are very good at closing a business. There are other people who are very good at preaching. You know, there is somebody whom you give your brief today, and tomorrow he's telling it better than you do. There are people who cause even euphoria. You know, they hit a crowd and all of a sudden everybody's listening to them. So in network marketing, we bring all these resources together, and we arrange ourselves in such a way that everybody gets to benefit from the same. So that's why in network marketing you'll find teams. You hear of an ego team, you hear of this other team there and another team in another place. All of them agree, so that working as a team, they can deliver. They'll be able to deliver most of what is required, you know, to do the production. So true, there are people who get into network marketing because they're interested in buying the product. I wouldn't look at that person as a person who is participating in the network marketing. I'll look at him as a consumer.
Yeah, so he's still part of the system.
I would treat him as a customer who buys and walks away.
Okay.
I look at network marketing as that way of distributing whatever product it is you're distributing, for a gain, and I'm not looking at the gain which is standard. The standard gain comes from the content of the product, because anybody who consumes or uses that product will get that benefit. But the people who are making the money are actually the ones who are in business, because like I said again from the beginning, you are either paying or you are getting paid. The person who gets into that situation just to use the product is the one who is paying for the product. But now there are those people who make sure that they move many items or many units of that product. Clearly they will not be using all those products themselves. So other people will be using them and they will get paid. That's the bottom line. So anybody who gets into a network marketing for the purposes of just using the product, ideally, we must agree he's not getting into it for the money. That's it.
I think they're just getting in to enjoy it, whether it's a product or whether it's a service.
Yes.
But they are not willing to do that, because actually we do need all of them. We need the consumers and we need the business builders. So I think once you get in, you're the one who decides where do I actually feel comfortable. But if you want to make the money, definitely you must be in the team builders. I would say so. So as we close, I see we have been at it for a while. I would like you, maybe if people wanted to reach out to you, where would they find you?
Let me share my phone number. My phone number, of course, is +254. That is Kenya, 723 140 555. And that is again +254 723 140 555. My name is Cornelius Mutisya.
I call him Mutisya, so he has rectified.
The name that you are likely to meet before you meet me is CK. And CK is our initials. Those are the initials of my names.
CK.
Yes.
CK standing for Cornelius Mutisya.
CK standing for Cornelius Kimeu.
Kimeu, sorry. Kimeu Mutisya, sorry.
Kimeu is my middle name.
Kimeu.
Yes, Kimeu is my middle name.
Okay.
A lot of people who do the CK actually have no idea what the K stands for.
Okay.
But that's my middle name.
So we say thank you to CK, and feel free to reach out to him. He's very seasoned, as we said. He's been in this industry for the last 12 years. So there are many things that he can be able to help you with. So I say thank you again for availing yourself and giving us a lot of information.
Yes.
I know him for being a person who likes figures. So he can really break it down as to how, if you want a team that is succeeding, how are you able to break it down so that it is beneficial to you. So thank you very much for being here. Feel free to subscribe to the channel, leave your comments behind, and I'm sure we'll be able to get back to you. Bye, and God bless you.
Asante sana. Thank you very much.
See you at the top.
Okay.